Here.
Mrs. Trumbull here.
Okay, moving on down, I'd ask for a motion to approve our consent agenda
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
for the amount of $210,131.61.
63 cents.
63 cents, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Do we have any questions? Or
We need a
Need a
second.
second.
do we have a second? I say, do we have a second?
You have to?
Yeah.
Okay, I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve our agenda for $210,131.63.
Can you project a little louder, or can you turn your mics on?
Mike's on.
The consent agenda, is this, can you hear me now?
Better.
You hear me
You're
now?
not picking it up back here, Mike.
Further up.
All people in the back need to be quiet.
Put it up closer. Talking to the mic.
Okay, the motion that's on the floor is for our consent agenda, which is for $210,131.63. We have a motion and a second. I would call for, is there any questions or any comments? Hearing none, I would call for a roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Minnie?
Yes.
Mrs. Trumbull, yes. Mr. Brylet?
Abstain.
Abstain. Mr. Platzer?
Yes.
Mr. Ample?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, consent agenda is passed. I'm going to close this meeting now, this board meeting, and I'm going to open a public meeting for on there. I'm going to open a public hearing on the curbside refuge, recycling, and yard waste service for Burtchville Township. And I'd like to just make a statement before we open the meeting to a public hearing. After losing our recycling program in St. Clair County and Burtchville Township, entered into a recycling program with Fort Gratiot Township. That program ran for about 1.5 years until the recycling company went out of business. Fort Gratiot worked out a deal with a local transit hauler to finish out the extent of that contract, which ended in September 2013. We were asked by many of our citizens what we could do about the recycling, about garbage for maybe Burtchville Township. I said, well, we can look into it. So we sent out some feelers and estimates from 3 or 4 different haulers, and they were very attractive to what personally I was paying for mine, and I thought, well, you know, maybe there's something here that we should maybe offer to the citizens of Burtchville Township. So we looked at it, we discussed it, we brought it up with the board. The board voted 4-1 to go ahead with do a special assessment district for garbage for Burtchville Township, which at this time we're into step. We've done 1, 2. This is the 3rd resolution of the first public hearing, and you're here tonight to voice your opinion on whether you're in favor of it or whether you're against it. But I think we need to look at the overall picture. We have a lot of private roads in our township. These haulers go up and down our roads 5 times a week. They're in our township 5 times a week collecting garbage. This would eliminate collecting garbage to 1 day a week for the township, and it'd be less wear and tear on our roads. And plus, you're going to get trash hauling, you're going to get recycling, and you're also going to get yard refuge. Now, I know a lot of people are not interested in yard refuge, but I just wanted to lay this out so everybody knows exactly what they're going to get. So when they make their comments tonight, and everybody feel very free to speak up at this meeting. That's what it's all about. So I would call on our first person, which would be.
Excuse me, sir. There's a ton of people that, 1, can't hear you, 2, that would like to participate, and they're having a hard time getting through the door. Could we wait as a courtesy to those folks?
I have no problem with that whatsoever. If we can,
There are
Only about 50 more out here, Mike.
There are 4 seats up here, there are 5 seats up here in the front.
yeah, there's a few
There's more
seats, there's
seats.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Another one?
I see 8 seats right from here.
I think we're all trying to fill this paper.
Yeah, they're trying to fill a ticket.
There are between 30 and 40 people waiting outside this door.
How many?
30 or 46.
Do the papers need to be filled out in order to speak?
Yes,
Does everyone know that?
I'm sure they
there's a
do.
sign there at the table that
Oh,
says
I'm
it.
sorry, okay.
Yeah.
Possible to invite them in, pass the paper around,
Yes.
they can sign during the meeting.
Absolutely.
So you can,
If the people in the hallway, if you can hear me, if the people in the hallway would like to step inside and we'll pass the paper around, it's gonna take, we're gonna be here a while, so there's not gonna be any rush. If you can step inside the door, we'll pass out the papers. If you wish to speak, you fill out the paper, bring it up here and set it in front of me, and we'll continue on with the meeting if that's appropriate with everybody else. You're able to stand along the sides of the wall over here. Mark, is there room in the back there at all? Okay.
Well, then, you gotta be able to get in and out here though, if there's,
Well, there's a door right behind you. Cindy, there's a door right behind you.
I like the written protest, but a written protest is not 4,000 pages coming in, state the name and address, the property, someone's got to take it down. It's better if they have a written protest,
Well, I guess that's what we
you
require.
can't say that they can't speak if they don't.
No, actually, they fill out these to speak. That's the process we have.
214 protest, they can make the orally installed.
Okay, okay.
Also, it's been brought to my attention, and if you wish to protest orally at this meeting tonight, you can protest orally. If you want to write it down, have a protest written, it's fine. But what we're going to need in here tonight is we're going to need cooperation from everybody, so everybody gets their say, and then everybody can, if they want to protest, they can protest, or if they're for, whatever. But I'm going to ask, just a few house cleaning rules that we keep it civil and ask the questions that need to be asked, and we'll try to answer as to the best of our ability. So with that being said, how many more have we got in the hall? Pardon me?
Okay, there's 2 seats up here, 1 here, there's 3 chairs here. I think there's 1 behind you. We still have 5 or 6 seats up here.
There's still seats up here in the front. If you want to just come up and be seated, and if you haven't got the sign in yet, just raise your hand. And we'll get somebody will get,
Mike, you're way more than you can handle. You need a gym.
Well, it closed, unfortunately.
they closed our school, so.
You said you haven't got to sign in. What do we do? We sign in. I thought we just had to put in a letter.
That's all, you could do that too.
Oh, okay, all
I
right.
mean, if you want to
Where do we
speak,
do that?
if you want to
Here?
speak, you have to sign in.
back there's the back table.
Do you have more of those sheets from Waste Management and contact?
I don't
You
think,
need- I think-
if we can share them,
There are several being passed around.
there's 10 or 12 of each of them being passed around, so. Those
They
are
are
online,
online.
they've been online for a couple of weeks. Since the announcement of this meeting, they have been online. So,
Here's a shuttle for you, anybody who wants to.
here's the somebody that wants to.
well, I think it's so quick.
Just pass them around though, because
Okay, I think if it's all right with everybody here, and there are no protests, then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with the speakers. Thank you. So the first one is Chuck Acker. Right here. I would ask that you step to the microphone. I'll give you this microphone.
We need his address.
We need your address.
I live on Wild Rose Lane,
Address?
6260 Wild Rose Lane,
What is it?
6260 Wild Rose
Thank you,
Lane.
thank you.
I have several questions. One is, if you own a business, say in Port Huron, and you have a house here, and you've been not having garbage collected, will you still be charged for this service? That's one. Or if you're gone, like we have a neighbor that's gone various parts of the year, and they only use the service maybe three months of the year, will they be charged for the full year? And I think I know the answer to this, but is this subject to the 1% collection fee? And why didn't we have a notice like this when we had that, put on the taxpayers without debating it or anything? Thank you.
Well, as far as the fee goes, no, that isn't. It's a special assessment, and it isn't affected by the fee. The next question was,
Do they have to pay for the full year if they're only here 3 or 4 months?
I would say yes, that they probably do have to pay for the full year. A couple of the companies have offered a 6-month, and we have not negotiated a contract. Pardon me?
A 6-month refund.
They have offered a 6-month refund for people that are gone south for the winter. As far as you having a residence in Burtchville Township and a business in Port Huron, I would think that, yes, you would still come under paying the assessment on, or paying the special assessment for your garbage pickup.
Only if it goes through.
Only if it goes through, of course.
I already have. So, okay.
So next, Lane and Diane Hawtop. Lane? Yeah, run it.
Can you have your address, Diane?
6190 Wild Rose Lane. My question was whether we do go to Florida for 4 months to 6 months every winter, and we would have to pay for garbage even though we go. I got that answered, right?
No, you haven't got that answer. If you're gone 6 months, depending which company would choose. There are a couple of companies that are offering us you have to be away 6 months. If you're gone 6 months, then you don't, they give you the rebate, not the township. It comes through the refund. It comes through the company.
Okay, if we go like 4 months?
4 months,
Steady, same thing?
you gotta be gone 6 months. You gotta prove you're gone 6 months.
Okay, what about our neighbors who are cottage people? This is not their permanent address, Burtchville, I don't think. It's probably a second home. Do they have to pay for full garbage pickup also?
I would think so, yes. They would come
Because they're going to ask us.
under the assessment. The way it is, yes. Heather Nunez.
$3813 Cedar Street. We just wondered what garbage companies you guys were looking at.
Turn the gain up on the mic, please.
Doug, can you reach and turn the volume? Just up that big button on the other end. Yeah. See if that helps the volume.
Try it again.
We were just wondering what garbage companies you were looking at. I know for one, Waste Management in prior years didn't want to come down the dead end street. And I know that Waste Management just took over Port Huron Township, and they had some issues with only allowing 35-gallon trash cans. And the first week they marked them all red tagged. The second week they did pick up your trash if it wasn't in the approved container.
Well, that's,
So,
do we have a representative here from Waste Management?
Yes.
You might want to answer that question for us?
What was it again?
Okay.
You don't hear?
dead end street. Dead end street?
They're talking about the dead-end streets. I think we had talked about, because we have a lot of private roads in Burtchville Township. The roads are very, small. That everybody if Burtchville Township went for this would get service. Am I correct in assuming that?
Correct. If we can safely get the trucks down the road, we'll take the trucks down the road. If we can't get a truck down the road, then we have to come to a different agreement.
Well, but that could be negotiated, is that right?
Correct.
That could be negotiated in the contract, so. Okay. Linda Clay.
There's about 10 of them going around to the audience. Do I?
The prices that they're gonna charge, are they gonna be locked in for a certain amount of time? to
We're
guarantee?
looking at if we deal and this process happens to go through, what the township is looking at is a 5-year contract. And I know not everybody has those sheets, but there are estimates in those sheets from all 3 contractors that starts on the first year, takes you right down through the 5th year what the prices are. So,
I used to have Waste Management, but they wouldn't come down our street anymore, so I'm a little nervous
What's your
about
street
whether they
again,
still
Linda?
will.
what-
3841 Cedar Street. It's
Oh,
a
yes.
dead end.
It's a dead end street?
We just had one and we had to quit because they wanted us to take the garbage.
Well, I think those are things, like I said before, those are things that can be negotiated here, here, when they negotiate a contract. We definitely want everybody, if this flies, we definitely want everybody to be covered. I mean, Mike Wilton?
Right here. I don't think I need, I just want to know why you think I need you to get between me and my trash company.
You don't need me.
Thank you.
You don't need me at all.
Thank you.
And if you don't like what you hear, then you just sign a petition.
Right, but there was no opt-out for anybody in it, right? It was done at the 11th hour, during the holidays, 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks notice. Some people didn't even get notice, and saying that you either take it or leave it. There was no options.
You have an option right here tonight.
Well, I'm exercising it.
Well, that's why we're here. That's why we're here.
So it's on the record, I don't need you.
You don't need me. Mike Wilton does not need me.
You're gonna be stuck with him. Like Obamacare, you're gonna be stuck with him.
That's right. Okay, now with that being said, when people are speaking, I'm going to ask everybody to try and be quiet because some people are having problems hearing, okay? William Besser?
Yeah. I don't think I'll need the mic, but I have a question. You obviously thought this was good for the community, and that's fine. Would you take a few minutes and explain why this is good for us and why we would benefit from this other than what we've all had for years and years and years?
Well, in the first place, when you look at the whole project, what you're going to get, and what looked attractive is that you're going to get a discounted price on what you've been getting for the last years. Well, maybe I don't know what kind of a contract you have, but an overall contract, I know with the company that I have, and the company that some of the people in the township, that I have talked to, it's quite a savings. Plus, you're gaining weight, you're gaining recycling, and you're also gaining yard waste, composting, stuff like that you don't have now that nobody has.
Well, hey, let me ask you the second question. What is the savings to us all if let's say we're full year-round, and then also if we're only 6 months out of the year, which many of us are only 6 months, including me?
Well, Mr. Besser, all I can say is you have to figure that savings because there's factors that I don't have to figure that in. I mean, you look at and that's what this meeting is about tonight. People come in, they look at it, is it good for me or isn't it good for me? And if it isn't good for you, sign the petition, I mean, we're not pushing this down anybody's throat. I thought, looking at it, I thought that it was a pretty attractive deal, and the 4 members of the board that voted to go on with this resolution felt that it was a good for the township to at least take a look at it. If you don't want it, that's absolutely fine with us. What we're doing is giving you an opportunity to get a discounted price on your garbage pickup. Plus, you're going to get recycling, and you're going to get yard waste, which nobody has at this point in this township. And and it's fine with us, no matter how you look at it. That's what this meeting is about tonight. And if you're not happy with it, that's why you signed the petition. And if there's that many people that don't want it, we don't have it.
Yard waste includes the leaves in the fall, we all have, in our area, a lot of.
Yard waste is anything that's yard from May, from the 1st of May till the end of October. Oak leaves, you bag it, they have to be bagged with, you know.
That's an extra fee though, isn't it?
That's an out of, Mike, excuse me, these are out of question, out of order questions, please. They're out of order questions.
Addresses when they speak.
Okay.
Thank
Do
you.
have the addresses you need? I'm
So
sorry.
far,
I'm sorry.
so far. Klunecki?
Klunecki? Wallace Klunecki?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Okay.
Address, Wallace?
4042 Hillock Drive. I was in Wednesday and paid my taxes, and I asked if they had a handout or what the prices were gonna be, and the gal at the desk had no idea. Is there any handouts that
That isn't true. I mean,
prices or anything, or what?
you got bad information because, first of all, everything that's going on here tonight is on our website. You know,
I'm not on the web.
Oh, you're not on the web. But no, we can certainly get you the information that you need.
Can I get one?
I'm sorry about that. Pardon me?
Can I get one on?
They're
Yeah.
here tonight.
Yeah,
They're going through the.
we'll get you one before the night's over. Carrie is it Little?
Lippy,
Lipke.
6137 Old Country Lane. My question is, why does the township want this? What's in it for the township? Is there a financial gain?
I'd love to tell you that. You know, there is nothing in it for the township. The reason it was brought up because it was a very attractive deal. Now, you can sit here and argue all night long, you know, that if you're paying $200 or $250 or $300 a year for your garbage pickup, and you're gonna get it picked up for $150 a year, what are you gonna do? I just thought, and the board thought, or the people on the board that voted to do this project thought, that this is a good opportunity for Burtchville Township to have trash pickup, not having trucks running through the township 5 days a week, ruining our private roads, ruining our streets. There's nothing in it for us at all, other than the fact that present it to the public and let them vote whether they want it or whether they don't want it. What I see in it, personally, for me personally, I see it's about a $60 or $70 a year savings on what I'm paying for my garbage pickup right now without recycling and and that's all I can answer you, to be truthful with you. You know, being as truthful as I can be, there's nothing in it for us, period.
Is there going to be an administrative fee?
There'll probably be a 1% administrative fee, and that would be to cover the fuel costs. We haven't got down to those figures. Those will be done in the next workup of the, you know, as we're going along. But it'll be very minimal, at least.
Did any of the residents here, though, ask for this?
Yes.
Absolutely. We just didn't wake up one morning and say, hey, let's get garbage picked up for the township. We had 250 to 275 people recycling in this township that put their recycling every other Saturday in their car, trunk of their car, and drove all the way down to Fort Gratiot Township to recycle their stuff. You know, and that, absolutely, that's their choice, and this is your choice tonight, you know. Is that Ray Pelletier? Ray?
His address?
333 Hillock Drive.
Thank you.
I'm just wondering, you're requiring a certain number of people to vote against this in order to rescind it. How many requests in total number did you get to ask to have this service? Was it equal to or more than the people you're requiring to sign to refuse it? Or was it less?
Oh, it was less. It was less.
So you're taking an action that you think is great,
and you're requiring by a small number of people, and you're requiring a large number of people to reject it if they don't want it. Now that's my view.
That's democracy.
Now the second thing that I wanted to mention, you said the township is not going to gain anything from this. Yet you say the people who are in cottages have to pay for it, the people who are gone for 6 months have to pay for it. Where does that money go when those people are not receiving any services? It must stay in the general fund, so you're getting something out of it.
No, we pay the contractors, that's all I know.
Why would you pay for something that's not being paid?
Well, those are all to be negotiated in a contract. You know.
If this was such a good idea, why not present all the information to everybody and put it on the ballot? And let everybody, let 5 or 6 people go what's happening with our.
That's not a good place for it.
Why isn't it, if it's such a good deal?
Because there's thousands of registered voters that are not taxpayers, property taxpayers.
So you don't have a list that you can...
How many registered voters in Burtchville Township? Carolina?
I don't, right now, let me think. 4,000. 4,000?
4,000.
I will say that right now, Mr. Pelletier, and to be all honest with you, if we brought this up to a vote of the people of Burtchville Township, it would pass on a vote of the people of Burtchville.
How do you know that?
Well,
give us a chance to prove you're right or wrong.
You know, this is the avenue that the township board decided to take, and this is the process that we have to go through, and this is the third step of the process that we're going through. So yes, I see your point.
Yeah, and you're saying this is such a good deal. This is not a good deal. I pay less than this for what I'm currently getting through St. Clair Disposal. I get a senior discount.
Well, I'm sure that there's other people in here that are getting it cheaper than that too.
Well, it's not a good deal for us.
Well, that's why we're having this meeting tonight and opt out.
It's 2 minutes.
You know.
How can I opt out?
Sign the
I'll opt
petition.
out right now. How do I do it? No,
it's not a petition.
I don't care if everybody else takes it. I want to opt out. You said I could.
Just sign your thing tonight. Protest tonight.
I think you did already.
Ed Ramage? Ed Ramage?
Address?
Your,
Can you give me your address, please?
yeah, 44.
Ladies and gentlemen, could we please quiet down? Thank you.
4440 Samantha. The figures I got from you is trash is $8.70.
People need to be quiet back there.
The figures he give me 214 was $88.70 per household. Is that per month?
The 870, yes, that's
all right. And the recycling is $230. Is that per month on top of that?
That's on top of that, and then the trash, or then the...
What if I don't recycle and have yard trash?
Pay for it.
I still got to pay for it.
True.
It's the package.
It's in the package.
And normally you can get trash pickup for around $50 every 3 months.
This is less than that, though.
Pardon?
This is costing you less.
$150 a year.
Now if you add it all together.
150 to 60.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's $150.96 a year with the figures.
Well, that's
He's putting out there right now per year
12,
for the whole
13, 13,
Waste
about
management.
13 and a half
150
month, every month though.
And the township can, if they choose, they can choose to approve the special assessment district for just trash,
And then I got
or
to pay
trash and
1%
recycling,
on
or all.
top of that.
Our attorney was trying to answer your question there.
There isn't a contract that's been approved yet. There's the opportunity, again, this is where public opinion shapes the direction that the board takes, but if, and again, this is an example, if everyone said they wanted trash but they didn't want yard waste, then the board could choose a service and a contract and a special assessment that does that. You could have recycling every 2 weeks or every 1 week. You could have trash every week, you could have trash every 2 weeks, you could have yard waste every 1 week or 2 weeks, or not at all. But that's where, if there is feeling for one but not the other, that is part of this process. It can work that way if that's what public opinion the board decides.
So where is the forum for that decision? We have been given no forum.
You're speaking up right now, and sounds like they're listening.
But this is an individual speaking.
Right.
Okay, that's just one person.
That's why we got to get through everybody that's here.
Thank you.
Betty and Marguerite?
I'm wondering what the township has to do to collecting. Macomb Township negotiated to have one company come in because they didn't want all the trucks running down the streets every day. And they picked Waste Management. Waste Management bills the individual homes. So why are you collecting the money? And then we have to try to get it back to Waste Management.
Well, I guess looking at the picture, we're paying Waste Management to pick it up, for the township. I mean, it's a different.
Each individual pays. Each individual home pays Waste Management. I get my bill directly from Waste Management.
Then you don't have township-wide or citywide garbage pickup?
They have citywide that they only allow one garbage company in.
Okay.
Because they don't want so many trucks running around the street.
Can I have your address, please?
7890 Butternut.
Thank you. Okay.
Mike Klingenpeel.
8228 State Road. You say it's going to knock off the truck traffic? You're still going to have 3 trucks. Right?
Why do you figure that?
That was one of your things, you said.
One for recycling, one for trash.
Second thing, shouldn't these been sent first class? Is there an attorney here? Ain't you an attorney? Shouldn't these been sent first class?
Yeah, I can't even see what
I
that
called
is.
my notice in my coupons. I've been thrown out. That's a good thing.
It was.
Third thing, I'd like to know who voted for it.
I didn't know there's another way to send it. Didn't think
The
there's
only one
another way to
of
send
the
it.
board?
Yeah.
The only one who voted against it was Mr. Brylant.
Is there any possibility we can hear from him, from his dissent, why he voted against it? Al?
It's up to Mr. Riley.
That's out of order.
You're really-
Oh, yeah, it is out of order. Yeah,
Just
I'm sorry.
comments.
I'm sorry.
There'll be an opportunity after the public hearing. If he wishes to speak, he can.
Mike, did you get your question answered?
So, I know they have it in Broadway. I know they have it in Greenwood.
And Grant. And Progression.
They say it's cleaner. It's not. People still don't put trash out there. Okay? I mean, you drive around in areas out there, if they got free trash, you don't think they have much of the roads? So that's not gonna help anything.
Well, that's a citizen, individual citizen. I know Grant Township has it, they love it,
I'm concerned next, are you gonna tell me who can roof my house?
Well, no, I'm not planning on doing that, I can tell you that.
Okay.
But-
Next.
Okay, thank you. Are your questions answered?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Wait a minute, you missed this one.
David Nicholson?
Oh, come on, you
Live at 3675 Ferndale in the summertime, and I'm a Port Huron Township resident in winter. My anticipation is to eventually make the place that we have in Burtchville our summertime home and probably go south in the winter. But in any event, I think I have some experience in this in the sense that as I say, I live in Port Huron Township. We have had Marcotte for a couple of years. We've had Waste Management for, I think, a little over a year now. And based on my experience, if you're going to choose one or the other, I would choose waste management over the other anytime, believe me. The one thing that I would say that in support of what's been said is that the way things are up here right now in the summertime, 3 different days, trucks back down Ferndale Drive all the way to the lake and then go out. What you're proposing is 1 truck, 1 day a week. And I think that's wonderful. That would be if you have the waste picked up at the same time that you pick up recyclable, or same day. And I think that that's a good idea too, but the thing that I would request is because the vast majority of people on our street are summertime residents, that there be a snowbird clause in there somewhere so that those people who live elsewhere in the wintertime wouldn't have to pay for pickup that they don't get.
Okay, thank you very much.